Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, Joel D. In this video, we're going to be talking about creating your social profiles. Now, the purpose here is to create your profiles to start building your brand, and you want to start, getting your logo out there, getting your colors out there, getting people familiar with your brand, whatever it is, whatever niche you're in, whether it's your personal brand, whether it's a corporate brand. You always want to be starting to engage in a social way that is getting your brand out. You're building trust, you're engaging with your audience real time. It's a little different than email. Email is super important. It's our most lucrative channel. So eventually we want to get all of these social members who are following you, we want their email address as well. But this is just a way to start getting the word out there of your look and feel of your site, and also what kind of value you're bringing to the market. So when you run some campaigns within these social sites, if you were to do that, you're going to be able to attract a lot of audience members that want to hear about your content and hear what you're offering. So we want to get at least the minimum, I would say, are the sites that I listed here, like Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Pinterest has been shown, studies have shown that there's a lot of engagement on blogs for Pinterest audience members. So people who use Pinterest really love to read blogs. There's a lot of correlation there. So we definitely want to get on there. Facebook, that's where, family and friends are too. So I recommend you create your own page for your business and maybe share with them, maybe not, depending on what the niche is and what you believe is your target audience. Maybe it's not your friends and family, but it's a good way to get kickstarted, and then they can start sharing for you, and you build that, cycle of growth around your profile. Twitter, I'm not huge on, but it's powerful. I mean, there's a ton of people who still love Twitter. Instagram is the one that's up and coming. It's probably the most trendy one right now, and this one's based more on imagery and pictures. So you can any niche, you can actually utilize this, whether or not it's memes or something related to your niche, or if it's infographics. You can always use this platform, and it's super trendy too, where you're going to get a lot of engagement because people are using that like crazy. YouTube is the one that I say is optional, but it's the best one in my opinion, because people love video. They love hearing people talk about what they're offering instead of necessarily having to read a 5,000 word article. So it's a way to hook people in too. So I highly recommend you use it. You can hook them in with a vlog, which is a video blog about a blog that you've written. Hook them back into your site to get that engagement, get them to opt in, and then also provide ways that they can improve what they're looking for by promoting affiliate type products or offering consulting like we talked about. So monetizing that traffic. Very important that we create these. I like to do it right up front. So one, we can start linking our social profiles into our website, because that's our main hub. Remember, these shouldn't be your main hub. Even if you have 1 million followers, who knows what could happen in the future. One of these sites goes down, or they crumble, they become the next MySpace. You're gonna want that engagement with those people that you've built up, and to do that, it's better to have your own brand. Take control of your own destiny. You're gonna get your followers to come back to your central hub, and then your central hub is gonna be used to push out all your content to these social profiles. So think of yourself in the middle, as opposed to putting one of these in the middle and you're just a part of this big platform. Grab your own platform. That's what we're building, and share out to these, build those followings. I'm not saying don't get 1 million followers, get those, but then also get them hooked into your own personal brand, into your own blog, and eventually become your own personal audience instead of just part of a social platform. So very powerful. Like to get this up and running. So one, we can hook it in, like I said, to our website. Two, push out content to all these platforms. That's going to build your audience, build trust, provide value, and they're going to want to engage with you, and they're going to be familiar with your brand, so they'll be more likely to convert on your site and follow you going forward. So let's get into it, and we're going to start signing up. I'll walk you through a few of these, and then you can take the rest and use the platforms that you use and sign up for your accounts. Or if you already have one and you have an existing following, all you're going to have to do is take that link to your profile or from your profile and add it to your blog. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that. All right, let's go. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is create a Facebook page. So I'm logged into Facebook. If you don't have an account, create one. If you do, they recommend that you create your pages on your personal site, not on a generic site like creating a new account for a page. You can do both really, but I think it's easiest if you just do it from your own. So I'm going to click this little plus button, create, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to create a page, and then I'm going to fill out the information. So what's my page name? I'll say dog nerve. I'm going to put it one word. Seems more branding. Category required. I'll put in pet or something. Pet store, pet supplies, pet service, pet sitter, depending on whether or not I want to consider myself a pet service provider. I'm probably going to do that. Or maybe I can just put in dog walker, dog trainer. I'm going to go with dog trainer because we're training them to be less anxious. And you can add up to 3 categories. So I'm going to go ahead and now look for something related to a blog. So blogger, that'll be 1. And what else? Dog trainer, blogger, and we'll go with, I'll put in dog again, or maybe pet trainer. I'll go a little more broad, or pet service. There we go. So now I have 3 categories selected. Next, I'm going to add my description, and I'm just going to say something easy like this. We ease anxiety in all breeds of dogs. And now that I have all 3 of these checked, I should be able to create a page. So this is available now. And I've created my page in theory. But now I want to personalize it a little. So you're going to do this for every site that you have. We already have our icon. I tend to use that, and it's going to automatically ask you for it over here. So I'm going to click this and use my icon that I created, because this is big enough, fits perfect. It's 350 by 350. I'll just click save, and then I can add a cover photo. And this is one that, again, where Canva comes into play. So I could come back over here. I'm going to X out of this, grab a new tab, go to my Canva site, go to templates while this loads. And this is why this is really cool. So I could go to Facebook cover, and it's going to give me these sizes for one, and then they'll give me some templates that I could work from if I wanted to use something like this. I don't really want to, but I will create a blank Facebook cover. And I will then add an element, my own element, or I could go to my previous design. Maybe I'll do that. So I'll go home, my designs, and I'll just grab my logo for now, and I'll click on that. And what I'm going to do is just highlight the longer logo, and you can do whatever you want if you want to be really creative. Again, I'm just trying to get through this to show you at least we can create some sort of brand recognition. So I'm going to copy this right over to my, you can see the difference in sizing. So this is a 2050 by 780 px image, as opposed to the 350 by 100. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to make it fit from a, there we go, That seems good enough. I mean, this isn't going to be great because it's going to have this icon again, and but it's better than nothing. So people can come to my site, they can see our logo, they can see our larger logo. So I'm going to download this and call it logo Facebook cover. Download PNG. This doesn't really matter. Actually, I'm going to make this a JPEG. It's a smaller size, and I'll do quality 100% download. Now I went ahead and I clicked on create, so when I come to my Dog Nerve Facebook page, it's now a page, and I can just add that instead of doing it in this left hand panel. Now it's an actual page, and I can manage the page and click edit here, choose from our upload photo, grab my new Facebook cover, and see what this looks like. Yeah, see, it's like two icons, so maybe I could get rid of this, or I can also drag it around a little bit. But anyway, this is a good start. I'll click save changes. Now if someone comes to my page, or if I'm promoting them to come, they're gonna see nice and big what we are. We calm our dog's nerves, or calm dogs' nerves. Next thing I want to do is create a username, and this is gonna just name my page, and I think Dog Nerve works fine here. And it's available, so I'm going to create username. Oh, now it's saying it's not eligible, which I was just going to mention that some pages, depending on what type of industry you're in, they'll either let you or not let you create a username. It's weird that they asked me to, though, so maybe I can try that again. Okay. So we can't create a username, but we can add a button. I'm going to do that next. And this button is just going to say something like learn more, or whatever we want. So contact us, send a message, learn more. I like to do this one. And then I'll just add in our website. Here we go. Button has been added. So now when someone comes to my site, I get their branding, learn more, they can click there, and it'll bring them to our website. And now as I'm posting things, it'll be added to my my board, etc. And that's all we really care about doing right now. What I do want to do though is grab the URL. So I'm going to view this as a visitor, and I don't need this part because this isn't really part of the URL. This is, but this is what it's going to look like for a visitor. And you can go through this and remove this if you don't want all this to be displayed, and you just want to start creating content, pushing it over to Facebook and showing that. You can do that, but this is great. This is good to get started. I can click learn more, test it, and it should bring you to your website, as it does. All right, perfect. I'm going to take this URL, which is just this piece. I don't need anything that's here. This is just a public view saying, which is reiterating my number here. When you are able, if you are in a niche, there are particular industries where you will be able to create a username. For some reason, I don't know why a dog trainer wouldn't. I'm still going to try to do that after. Maybe there's a little hiccup on Facebook right now. But if you are able to, it just gives you a little more flexibility where you can change your URL name. You don't have to have this long number, but it doesn't really matter. It is better the shorter it is, and the closer it is to your name for your business, the better. But for now, we have this long number. So I'm going to copy this. And the next thing I'm going to do is go over to my WordPress site, and I want to go back to my dashboard. And what we're going to do is, actually I don't even have to go to my dashboard, but I will. And I'm going to go to my footer. So you remember we were making edits to our footer. So if I go to appearance, header, footer, and blocks, site footer, now I have the edit with Elementor button. I'm going to click on that. And you can see I didn't right click and go, so it goes within this browser, and then I have to click back button. So again, best practice for me anyway, and again, that's up to you, is if you want to right click and make it its own tab, seems to work better for me. But I'm going to click on edit here, click on Facebook, and I'm going to change that link now to the link for Facebook. And I'll click off of it, and it will upload, or it'll change to that site. And I'm going to click update. So now we have our Facebook icon with their correct link to our Facebook page. So if someone comes here, they'll be able to go out to our Facebook page and connect if they want to. All right. And let's go test that. So I'm going to go to Hello World. I'll click F5 because it's not going to be in there yet. And you can see down below here, the Facebook link is there. I'll click on it to test it. And now we have that circular reference that I was talking about. So now if I'm on my page, again, it's not, I'm logged in as the owner, so it's going to bring me to the manage page, but any other user would go to the public page. Now I have that circular reference, so I can be in Facebook and maybe Dog Nerve post something and I'm following them. I can come out, go to Dog Nerve from Facebook by clicking, learn more, or if you have a post, your post will link back to that article if you share it here. And now if I'm on if I'm on the page and I want to connect, or if I'm on the website, sorry, in my blog, if a user is and they want to connect with you on Facebook, they can click in the footer and they're going to get the option to connect with you there. So works both ways. That's how we want to do every social aspect, or every social profile on our site, to do that circular reference back and forth if you need to. This makes our central hub the blog and not the social profile. Next, I want to add Pinterest because Pinterest is very popular with blogs. So I'm going to go back into header, footer, and I'm going to add an item. So now when I click add item, I want this to be Pinterest. So I'm going to click on this icon here. I'm going to add Pinterest logo by searching for it. Click on it, click insert. Now I have Pinterest. I also want this to be the first link in my footer. So I'm going to drag this up, and I can just hold on the left hand mouse key and drag it up, and now it's first. So now it's Pinterest, Facebook. If I have a YouTube channel, I'd probably put that first, but it doesn't really matter. This is just how I prefer to lay it out. And now what I'm going to want to do is go create a Pinterest page so I can link that in as well. So I'll use an existing browser. I'll click on Pinterest. And I'm already logged in, so I'm going to actually log out, or I could add another account here within my profile. I'm going to log out, and I'm actually going to sign up separately. So one thing that I like to do as well is I like to create a Gmail account or email for my new blog. I just do that because it's easier to sign up for a lot of things, and it's easier when we set up our Google console and our Google Analytics tool. You're just going to want a Gmail email address because it just makes things easier. So before starting out and signing up, I'm going to go ahead and create that. So let's go out I'm gonna create a new incognito window. You probably don't need to do this, but I'm gonna do that because I have a lot of Gmail accounts I'm logged into already, so this will just bypass that and I'll be able to not have to log out of the other ones. And what I'm gonna wanna do is just to continue, I wanna create an account. I don't wanna continue to an existing account. And then I'm gonna say it's for myself. If you click to manage my business, it's gonna try to get you into the G Suite. So I'm just gonna create an account for my business, but it's just a generic account so I can sign up for one-offs with a Gmail account. I could use one of my existing domain email addresses, but Gmail I just use all the time, so it's easier. I'm always in there anyway, and I can just shift between accounts. So it's easier for me. This is all preference for you. But I like to have my own separate Gmail account. Again, I'm going to show you why in later videos when we're setting up analytics tools on why it's good to separate them with a different Gmail account so you don't have everything in one bucket. If you prefer having it all in one account, by all means. So let me just put in dog nerve, and I'm just going to try to get dog nerve. Doesn't seem too popular of a name at Gmail, but you never know. Yeah, there you go. It's already taken. So someone else has already got there. So I'll just add a 1, and that works. And I'll put in a password. And click next. There we go. I'm not going to add any of this right now. So now I have dognerve1@gmail.com. This is not an email that I use for, sending out, or sometimes maybe I would, but I don't send this out. I don't use it publicly. It's just to kind of create accounts with it, or, like I said, set up systems within Google, like analytics. Maybe when if I create an ad account, everything can be through this domain or email domain, and I don't have to use in another system. It's just all in one place. It just makes it easier. I will put in a birthday, January 1st. It doesn't matter. 1980. Male. Next. I'm going to agree. Here you go. I'm logged in, and I'm just going to say got it. I don't really need to know this information. So now I have dog nerve 1. So another thing that you can do is create a separate YouTube channel right through here for your niche blog website if you want. So another reason why it's good to just have a Gmail account. One, set up one-off social profiles if you don't want to use a personal account. 2, setting up your tools. So when we go and we create Google Console, Google Analytics, we want a YouTube channel, you can do that all from this account. Super easy. Now that I have an existing account, I'm going to go back to Pinterest, but I'm going to do that also in an incognito window. Again, this is just to bypass because I'm going to want to sign up with my Google, my new Google email, and I have a bunch of Google emails already, so I don't want to just confuse the system, and sometimes they'll log you in with a different account. So I'm going to go to Pinterest incognito and click sign up. Now I'm going to click continue with Google. Makes it easier. I don't have to refill out, and I only have one account here, so I'll click dog nerve, confirm. They'll ask me my age, 37. And then it's gonna log me in. Welcome to Pinterest, dog. I will click next. Male. That's fine. Tell us what you're interested in. We'll just say we can look for stuff. Funny photos, has a dog. We can see puppies. And what else? Can even see by the pictures they choose there's a lot of dogs, so there's probably a lot of dog lovers out here. People who like blogs, this is a perfect opportunity for us to grow our audience. Let me see what else. I'm just gonna click funny quotes, get through this. GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call that, and looking for something more related to pets, but again, this doesn't really matter. It's not gonna completely define your site or your page or anything. So click done. I'm all set, and I can begin to build out our profile here. So I'll come up here and I can go to settings, and where I can add my logo, because again, we want to create a brand and an image on these social sites. So I'm going to click on change, choose photo. I at least want to get my logo out there. Click the icon again, and then click done. I can add some similar profile information on what I did before on Facebook. So we ease the nerves for all breeds of dogs. Doesn't make sense really, but good enough for now. Location, I can add that if I want. Click done. Now we have our page. What I'm going to want to do now is click on my actual page, which is pinterest.com/dognerve. So we have nothing there yet, but I'm going to take that, copy and paste it into our footer. So I'll go back to my WordPress dashboard admin page, into the footer. We're already here. We're on Pinterest. So again, to get there, we click on the little edit icon, click on Pinterest itself, and then I'm just going to add, or Control V, and put that new URL right in here. So another thing that I want to do while I'm here is I want to click on settings, and I want to make sure that I open this in a new window, because when you don't, you're taking people away from your site completely. But if you want to open it in a new window, say you want them to connect with you, but you don't want them to lose their spot on your page, say they're on your blog post, you can add open a new window. When they click on a button, it's going to open a new window for them where they can connect with you there. And let's just make sure Facebook also has that set, which it didn't, because I noticed that when I clicked on it when I was testing it. So I'm going to click on open in new window. So now we've filled in our Pinterest social profile, our Facebook social profile, and they can both interlink back and forth. So let's click update, and to ensure that Pinterest is going back and forth, because I don't think we set our URL, that's the next thing we want to do, and we could have done that while we're already there. However, it is a little more difficult with Pinterest compared to a lot of the other social platforms, and I'm going to show you how to do this. But basically, you're going to have to claim your site and then add HTML tag to your site. So whenever you share something, it's going to associate your website's URL with anything you share, and it's going to tell people that they can come back to your site for similar ideas. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. So if I go back to Pinterest, I can click on this little caret here, settings, and I'm going to click claim, and this is where I'll add my link. Actually, let's just put, it doesn't ask for the HTTPS, so I'll just put in dognerve.com, click claim, add HTML tag, and what I need to do is type or add this into the header and head section of my WordPress site, and I'll show you how to do that. It's fairly simple. Control C, click next, submit for review. All set. We'll check your site for the meta tag and email you in the next 24 hours. So I'm not going to do submit yet. I'm actually going to add the tag first, and then I'll click submit. So I'll head back over to my WordPress admin dashboard, and another awesome thing with SEO or Yoast SEO is they offer a social option within here. So if you go down to this section within your left hand panel for Yoast SEO, click on social, and it's going to make this very easy. So all I need to do is click on Pinterest, and you can do this with a lot of the other, you can see by default they have Facebook and Twitter as well. I'll click there, and then to confirm your site with Pinterest, add the meta tag here. And that easy. Control V. Here's that tag. Click Save Changes. And as that updates, I'll wait for that to happen. So the settings now saved. Now I'll go back to my Pinterest account, and I will click on Submit. And that's it. And stay tuned. We're checking your site, and we'll email you in the next 24 hours. That's all you have to do for that. Now I'll head back over to my footer. I'm not going to go through everyone. This is pretty time consuming, but the next two are really easy. So Twitter and Instagram, those are really easy to set up. So I'm not going to go through them. Just go to twitter.com, instagram.com, click sign up if you don't already have an account, and it'll walk you through. It's just basically a regular registration form. For YouTube, I will hit on this quickly. Now that we have our new Gmail email account, you can create your channel through that. So that's what I would recommend. So if I were to go to that page again, so if I go to Gmail, and again, I'm going to do this in a incognito browser, Gmail, I may be logged in already. Yep, perfect. So what I can do is come up here into Google Apps, click YouTube, and it will bring me to YouTube where I can create a channel, and it's going to ask me to kind of utilize your Gmail account. So I'll do create a channel, get started, and here you go. Use your name. I'll use Dog Nerve, select. And the same thing, upload a picture. I'll upload my icon. So we're starting to get more exposure. Add a channel description. We ease the nerves of all anxious dogs, or all breeds of dogs is what we were using. So I'll say all breeds of anxious dogs in this. Okay, add links to your site. Here's where you would add your URL. So https dognerve.com. I can even add my social links. So this is probably one of the last ones you could set up, so you can actually add your Facebook profile, social link, your Twitter, and your Instagram. I'm not going to do that right now. You can do that later. But it's really that simple. So now I have a channel that's related to my Dog Nerve Gmail account, and I can start adding videos. That simple. You need to start getting used to doing this. I mean, the future is video, the future is audio, so podcasts, that's something else you should look into, and maybe later you'd want to add a podcast right to your blog. I mean, that's the future. So very easy to set up and get this done. And now I have my channel. While I'm here, I can come back to my footer and enter my YouTube channel. Again, just go to Twitter and Instagram and sign up yourself on that one. They're really simple profiles. But what I'm going to do now, YouTube, have my link, click update. Before I do that, setting, open a new tab, update. Okay, so we're really working through this list. And another thing I wanted to mention is the importance of social sites, not only for connecting with your audience, but there are huge SEO implications. Not a ton of studies done in statistics around how basically Google says there's not much implication on you getting ranked for social sites. However, your social profile can get ranked in itself. So if you're providing your content, that can rank higher faster, and you can get traffic to your social profile, and then you can get linked back to your blog. So it is extremely important. There's a lot of identifiers within the SEO world that says that there are a lot of benefits to having your social profiles linking into each other, so and linking into your blog and your brand. So it's very important that you get these set up. I'm not just saying to do that. I think it's very important because, again, your central hub's your blog. We're posting out, we're linking them back in, we're hooking them in, we're ranking better on social terms. We can get traffic that way indirectly. That goes to your social profile. You provide value there. They want to come back to your blog, and you just keep building this up. It takes a little time, guys. You got to really focus, and we're going to talk about this kind of focus as we go through the course, but this is what it's all about, and how you want to build that brand up and build your traffic and build your audience and build that trust, because it doesn't just happen overnight. So anyone that's trying to pitch you on these get rich quick schemes and you're going to get millions of traffic in a week, they are BSing you. I'm just going to go out and say that. So stick with this plan. Now that we're coming around, we have all our social profiles set up. To recap, we just added Pinterest manually because that didn't exist here. We added Pinterest account. We created a social profile for Pinterest, Facebook, and YouTube. And I would go ahead and do Twitter and Instagram as well. But I think these three are the most important at this stage. Link them back in here. Again, we created Pinterest. It wasn't here, so now it's here. We reordered it. Now we're ready to go. So when we create content, we'll be able to post easily to all of these channels and get that SEO implication and also get that traffic coming back to our site. So very important. Hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and we will talk to you in the next video. Thank you.